Welcome to Lesson 11-5. We're starting Chapter 11, Lesson 5. And I'd like you to join me by turning in your math textbook to page 488. And we're going to read together, then I'll do some examples with you, and then I'll let you loose on your own assignment. I hope everything's going well for you. I miss you like crazy, like always, and can't wait till one day we are back at school again together. Page 488. A high temperature of 74 degrees means that the temperature that day is always less than or equal to 74 degrees. You can solve problems involving temperatures by using inequalities. Solving inequalities is very similar to solving equations. Recall that you use the properties of equality and inverse operations to solve equations. Similar properties apply to inequalities. So if you look at that table on page 488 in the middle, addition and subtraction properties of inequality. And this is one of those tables you're going to want to reference back as you do your work. You can add or subtract the same number on both sides of an inequality, and the inequality will still be true. So there they have 3 is less than 5. And then they've added 2 to both sides. 3 plus 2 is less than 5 plus 2. It's the same thing as in an equation. You have to share the same operation on both sides. So then you have 5 is less than 7. The inequality holds true. 6 is greater than 2. In the next one, the second one, if you subtract 1 from both sides, 6 minus 1 is 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1, so you have 5 is greater than 1. The inequality still holds true. The next one, 4 is less than or equal to 7. Then if you add 3 to both sides, you have 4 plus 3 is less than or equal to 7 plus 3. And it holds true. 7 is less than or equal to 10. Then on the last one, 0 is greater than or equal to negative 3. Then you subtract 4 from both sides. 0 minus 4 is greater than or equal to negative 3 minus 4. And you have negative 4 is greater than or equal to negative 7. You can use addition and subtraction properties of inequality and inverse operations to solve inequalities. So let's go and do some samples. Let's go to page 490 and let's look at number 1. X minus 9 is less than 18. So in this case, you got to realize that this less than or greater than sign, in this case it's less than, acts like the center of your equation. So it's the center of your inequality, and you are going to complete operations on both the left and the right hand sides of those. So here we know that our variable is x. And our job is to get x alone. We want to isolate x. So we're going to add 9 to the left. If we add it to the left, we have to add it to the right. X minus 9 plus 9 makes 0 is less than 18 plus 9 is 27. And then the instructions tell us to graph the number line. And the thing I want you to remember is that when you look at this less than sign, because it's less than but does not include, it's not less than or equal to, the dot when you graph it is going to be open. So in this case, if this is 0 and out here we just label this 27, x is less than 27. That's what your graph would look like. The open circle shows you that it does not include 27. Number 2, y minus 11 is greater than or equal to negative 7. So we are going to isolate our y. Y minus 11 is greater than or equal to negative 7. I want to get the y by itself. So I've got to add 11. If I add it to the left, I have to add it to the right. Negative 11 plus 11 is 0. I'm left with y on the left-hand side is greater than or equal to 4. The difference between 11 and 7 is 4, and the sign of the number that appears larger is positive, so we know that y is greater than or equal to 4. And then let's graph it. If this is 0 on our number line, and we come out here and this is 4, we know that our answer is going to be greater than 4, but it also includes 4. So your graph would look like that. In this case, it's a closed circle because it includes 4. Number 3. 4 is greater than or equal to p minus 3. We're going to rewrite the problem, and I want to isolate p. P is my variable in this case, so I want to isolate p, and I want to get rid of the negative 3. To get rid of the negative 3, I've got to add 3. If I add 3 to the right, I have to add 3 to the left, and I'm going to have 7 is greater than or equal to p. So when we graph it, here's my little number line. This is 0, and all the way out here is 7. We know that p, I maybe said it wrong earlier, is less than or equal to 7. 7 is greater than or equal to p. So p could be 7, or it could be anything less than 7. Number 4. Solve and then check your answer. N plus 5 is greater than 26. So we're going to solve for n. N plus 5 is greater than 26. I'm going to subtract 5, subtract 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. N is greater than 21. Let's go on to number 5. B plus 21 is less than or equal to negative 3. So I want to solve for B. I've got to get rid of my 21. Subtract 21 from the left, 21 from the right. B is less than or equal to negative 24. So then we can go up here and substitute our negative 24 into B and see if it works. Negative 24 plus 21 is less than or equal to negative 3. And so we have negative 3 is less than or equal to negative 3. So yes, it does check off. Number 6. 9 is less than or equal to 12 plus k. 9 is less than or equal to 12 plus k. We want to solve for k. We got to get rid of that 12. So subtract 12 from both sides. And you have a negative 3 is less than or equal to k. And then we can take this and plug it back in up here. And we have 9 is less than or equal to 12 minus 3. Is that true? 9 is less than or equal to 9. Yes, it's true. It checks off. Number 7. Yesterday's high temperature was 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow's weather forecast includes a high temperature that is no more than 12 degrees warmer than yesterday's. What high temperatures are forecast for tomorrow? So yesterday's high temperature was 30 degrees. So we are going to write that down. We're going to write down the information we have. Yesterday's temp was 30 degrees. Tomorrow's weather forecast includes a high temperature that is no more than 12 degrees hotter or warmer. Okay, so it means that tomorrow's temperature will be less than or equal to 30 degrees plus 12 degrees. So tomorrow's temp, we'll just call that tomorrow's temp, is going to be less than or equal to today's or yesterday's temperature of 30 degrees plus no more than 12 degrees. So the new temp is going to be less than or equal to 42 degrees. All right, your assignment. I would like you to do page 490, numbers 8 through 20 evens, and number 22 through 32 evens, and numbers 43 and 44. And that will be it. Thanks so much. Have a great day.